six-time champ Serena Williams will get this one underway. They've all gone the distance, Serena's matches, since she came back from the shutdown. 3 sets in the first match, and Lexington beat Venus in 3, lost to Shelby Rogers in 3, and then a couple of 3-setters in the Western and Southern Open here last week at Arantxa Rus 7-6 in the 3rd, and then it was Maria Sakkari from Greece who got the better of her in 3 sets.
It's important that Serena establishes herself early in this match. She wants to get a hold here in this opening game, but also not just hold serve, but hold it with some authority. Really try to dictate play and put the pressure on. And that's the way to do it. Good serve going, get some easy points. As you mentioned, she's played a lot of 3-set matches, and it's not the way she would like to start the US Open with an opening round 3-set match if she's the victor.
Action.
Ahn did a good job of staying with that ball. Serena isn't the best player at the net. She does venture up there occasionally. She was drawn in, did a good job in getting that ball back in play, but didn't do enough with either one of those from not being in the proper position, having that balance needed.
Second ace, as we mentioned, down in the bottom half of the draw. That's our focus today. So the highest seed down there, of course, number 2 seed Sofia Kenin. Serena seeded 3 this year. Potential 3rd round meeting with Sloane Stephens.
Those are the unforced errors that Serena would like to eliminate. Her coach, Patrick Mortagalou, coaching consultant, has been with her for several years now. Throw it in her first double. Again, she really needs to establish herself out here. She's gone from game point with an easy sitter in the middle of the court to now facing a break point.
Back-to-back double faults to open up the first game. It's the best possible start for Kristie Ahn, especially in terms of settling down. I was just wondering how on earth she's prepared for this match after the previous contest on courts. Katrina, you were just telling me how long you've been waiting to jump into the commentary box. I mean, for Kristie Ahn, who's not accustomed to playing these kind of matches on these kind of courts, it can't be easy, can it? Sort of waiting for a match like that Murray match to finish. You know, it could be 2 hours, it could have been 3 hours, it could have been 4 hours.
Well, I'm sure there were a few warm-ups that were involved there. Maybe just once on the court, but in the gym a couple times to try to get the body going again, get warmed up, and get the body temperature up. And probably had another meal to make sure that they had the energy to come out here and perform well. Beautiful body serve from Kristie. You know, one of the toughest returns is that one at your left hip on the backhand side. Actually, your right hip on the forehand side, but that was a pretty good one to the backhand side. Especially early on in the match when your feet haven't quite got going yet.
Initially from Ahn, going back behind Serena.
That was interesting. That last ball looked like it had an interesting jump on it. So look at her husband, Alex Ohanian. He's been in her corner for the last few years now. Today is their daughter's 3rd birthday. Olympia, happy birthday, Olympia.
Good. Soaking up Serena's power impressively.
Well, Kristie likes a hard ball, but you can see she did a good job getting that ball back deep. This was shorter. She had a chance to really set up, and really load and get some power behind that shot, moving her weight through the ball.
Feel pretty good for Kristie Ahn. The opening break of serve, and then always a nice feeling when you can back that up. Give yourself a bit of breathing space.
Yeah, for Kristie, she can definitely have a sigh of relief right now, having this break, consolidating the break. But Serena was in control of that first game. Let's see if she can get back on track. So what a return.
It was big, wasn't it?
Ahn was dialed in on that return. Came right into her wheelhouse.
Just long. It's 20th appearance at the US Open this year for Serena. 75th appearance at a major.
Those numbers are amazing. She's 38, she'll be 39 in a month.
Just mind-boggling, isn't it? Venus with 86. I mean, 40 years of age now in action on this court later today.
Very effective serve, deep down the tee. Just out of the range of Ahn to get a good strike on the ball. Better control of her serve in this game so far.
It's a much better game on serve. On the board, but trailing by an early break. The hold to get on the board. So hasn't looked overawed by the occasion so far. Younger of the Americans, 28 years of age, younger by 10 years.
15.
Kristie also played the Western and Southern Open last week, lost in the qualies to very good young Canadian Leylah Fernandez. Look out for that name in the next few years. Talented lefty from Canada.
Pretty effective return from Serena, really taking that ball early, driving it up the line, moving in behind it. And something that she wants to do is play inside the court as much as possible. It's where you can really dictate play, put the pressure on your opponent. Ahn really has a great personality, and it's something that you need when you're coming on the court playing someone like Serena, a champion of her stature. To be able to go out there and be a little lighthearted, even though you're working hard, you have to really be able to enjoy the moment.
That's a beautiful backhand.
And well inside the baseline, great shoulder rotation, just line that ball up for the winner. But for Kristie, you know, she can enjoy the big shots by Serena, but really enjoy when she's playing well and hitting some great shots herself. Anything can happen in these matches.
Chances to break back.
For Ahn, she has to realize no matter what the score line is, there's always a chance of coming back if she finds herself down. It's all about who can minimize the unforced errors.
Back on level terms. Quick to respond, gets the break back after a slow start. First 4 games are shared. Just a reminder to head to usopen.org to download the official app. Follow all your favorite players, track the latest scores, stats, highlights, daily schedules, and much more available in the App Store and Google Play Store.
When Serena has been at her best performing, her serve has really been what has set her up in her matches for success. The high percentage of first serves in, and that's something she's been struggling with of late. It's important for her, particularly at this event, to really utilize the abilities that she has with hitting aces like this or service winners. She's putting up, floating those second serves in, and her opponent can kind of attack and dictate and get herself out of position. That's where she's having trouble, or has been having trouble. If she's serving lights out like this, then she's pretty much unstoppable. Sloane Stephens taking in a little of the action.
As you mentioned.
With no fans, you've seen a lot of the players kind of venturing out to courts, checking in on some of the players. Sorry, Lee.
Yeah, no, just about to say it. Potential opponents for these two players. Round 3. Sloane, the 26th seed. It's later today. Tricky to keep all the matches these early days. 4th on 17 Sloane Stephens today.
30.
A few long matches around the grounds today, so players are delayed as we came on after 5 hours of the Andy Murray match, winning over Nishioka. Dominic Thiem having a look.
He was enjoying the Murray match. A fair few players were checking out the final stages of that one. Another ace. First serve's working well, isn't it, at the moment?
Yeah, she's dialed in right now, which is a good sign. All of the suites, the hospitality suites, have been turned into individual player lounges. That's why many of these players are out here. Another one. Good stuff.
That ace count is ticking over very nicely indeed. It's been a good run since falling behind 2-0, 3 in a row. It's the 6th-time US Open champion after a slow start. A couple of double faults to conclude her opening service game, but the aces have been firing down since then. 6 on the board already. On serve, 2-3.
It's never a good sign when you come off of a change of ends and you throw in a double fault on that first point. What you should have been focusing on the entire time is making sure that you get a first serve in and try to get ahead in your service game. Could be some signs of nerves.
That's nice.
Good recovery.
50.
Ahn likes that backhand down the line. She redirects it well. Probably see a few more of those winners in this match. Very subtle in how she redirects the ball. Hard to read.
Third time playing the main draw here. We mentioned briefly the first adventure in the main draw. 16 years of age. That was back in 2008. Qualified for the main draw. Took her a long time to get back into the main draw. That was last year. That ran to the last 16. Soak that up.
Good reaction there. Good recovery for Ahn. Serena was certain that ball was going to float long. Got caught in no man's land.
I think it's going to be a familiar scenario, though, isn't it, for Kristie Ahn? If she does miss the first serve, she's going to come under a fair amount of pressure off the second. Inside the baseline.
Good aggression from Serena, looking to move forward behind that mid-court ball. Previous shot, she got caught in no man's land, so she made the commitment to follow that mid-court shot through to the net, and it paid off for her. untimely double fault, game point. A player like Serena Williams never really won a double fault, but got to take advantage of those opportunities because they may not be there too often.
Just wondering if those double faults, part of that is the fact that it is Serena Williams down the other end of the court. When you miss that first serve, you feel the pressure because you know exactly what Serena is going to try and do off the second serve return. It just forces you maybe just to go a little closer to the lines or take a risk.
Well, absolutely, particularly when Serena starts to encroach the court, playing inside the baseline on that second serve. It makes the box smaller for the server.
Game 1.
Against the hold, though. Got to come through that game. A little bit tricky towards the end. I'd imagine if you'd asked Kristie Ahn half an hour ago, she'd have signed for 3 apiece first set. She'd have probably gone for that, I think.
Probably so. I would say so. Absolutely.
It's always the first item on the list, isn't it, when you're playing one of the top seeds?
15.
Stay with them early stages of the match, particularly on a big court that you're not too familiar with. Just deep.
It's a good move from Ahn coming in. She got Serena to take that second hand off. Got the floater. But she needed to take one more step on that volley. Just stopped short and tried to slide into it. Wasn't in the proper position to be effective.
She's wide.
Line was definitely open. Serena was moving forward, but ran into the middle of the court as opposed to covering the line, and that's where her lack of skills as a net player come into play. She often finds herself out of position. Well done.
It's very nice. Good feel. It's starting to move through the service games a little more comfortably now. Still on serve. 3-4 first set.
It's an important game for Kristie Ahn to hold, to stay in this first set. She's giving Serena too many second serve looks. 5 of 9 of her second serves, and Serena is showing that she's being aggressive, playing inside the court on the second serve returns. Puts more pressure on the server to have to hit a good second serve, forcing them into double faults on occasion.
Different players seem to have a different view when they've been asked by the media in terms of trying to bring their best tennis inside an arena such as this without the fans. Do you think it's either a negative or a positive for Serena in terms of chasing down 24, a lot of attention? Does the crowd bring extra pressure? Does that help her in a way?
I think the crowd helps the players because the crowd can really lift you up when you are in a moment of doubt on the court. You know, a lot of these players feed off of the energy of the crowd. Serena is one of those players. one of the things that I've noticed this week from all players is they're a little subdued on the court in showing their emotions after the point, because typically their screams or yells are drowned by the audience, but there is no audience. And so they're kind of keeping them down a little bit. We're not quite as expressive.
Yeah, I guess it just takes a lot of getting used to it, doesn't it? Feeling comfortable in a different environment and displaying your emotions.
Game.
Nice pass, good footwork.
4 games over. 4 sets.
Creating the necessary spacing.
It was a nice inside in passing shot for Ahn. Again, it was a moment of Serena Williams running to the middle of the court behind the approach shot, not covering one side or the other.
Piece, first set. Very effective when she's got that first serve in. 13 of 15 points won so far. Not the case behind her second serve, just 3 of 9. That's a great return.
15 all.
Good racket head acceleration behind that. Got that racket head early, back early. Just kind of redirected that ball down the line. Just the pace of the serve.
Great work with the forehand.
15-13.
Yes, great footwork from Ahn to set herself up to control the point with the forehand. It's nice inside out. And then you can see her sliding over again and finds the winner for this one.
Miss Ahn is challenged the ball on the left baseline. The ball was called out.
For a moment that was Serena Williams stopping and challenging, but it was called long, so it's Kristie Ahn's challenge. Chase review. And it's just deep.
30 all.
Good call.
Mostly these players never want to be in tournaments where they have to play their countrywoman or countryman in the opening round. But with 31 Americans, it's bound to happen. They've had a few matchups, a few All-American matchups, both on the men and women's side. The U.S. Open is here.
Chance to break.
Deuce.
There we go, a bit of volume.
She wants to be pumped up after a big serve like that. Shetty, the coach of Kristie Ahn.
Advantage, Williams.
It's He's having the experience of knowing when to bring the energy. Don't want to overdo it. It becomes exhausting if you're doing it throughout a match.
Let's whistle.
I think a let called.
I was about to say, finishing that one with an exclamation.
Took them both by surprise, I think. Still game point. Chance for 5-4.
Game Williams.
Another big serve. That was impressive.
Williams leads 5 games to 4.
Under pressure,
First set.
30-40. It produced the goods. Moves to within a game of this opening set. 5-4. So another big service game coming up for Kristie Ahn. 28-year-old world number 96 has to hold here. Serving to stay in this first set. 4-5.
It's definitely a move you don't normally see from Serena Williams, hitting a return and coming in behind it. She had a nice, high, slow ball that she moved in behind. Just Ahn was able to track it down and had a good reply on it.
Yeah, I thought it was a good backhand. She did well to get that down low. Good points up until the volley.
30 left.
One of the things I'm seeing is Serena is really making an effort to move forward. Perhaps it's their game plan. Perhaps it's her recognizing that these opportunities are there. Maybe she wants shorter points. But it would be great if she could just capitalize and execute by finishing with the volley, because she's doing a lot of right things to get herself at the net.
Again, successful on that occasion.
She got a nice high response from that. 50% now of her net points won. And going in 10 times in one set, that's a lot for Serena on a hard court, not even on grass. Beautiful return. To be able to step up and create that kind of angle is brilliant. Didn't go for the powerful shot, just see that shoulder rotation and just rolled it over. The short angle. Well done.
One of the best of the match so far. The third seed, just 2 points away from this first set.
40-30.
Place from Ahn.
First ace, what a time to deliver your first. 4-5-30 all.
Beautiful shot from Kristie Ahn. Hesitant there. She's like, okay, is that in? But I think she was trying to decide where her towel was. well-executed game from Kristie Ahn. Sasha Bejan, former hitting partner of Serena Williams.
Good hold from Ahn. 5 apiece. First set.
Miss Williams has challenged the ball on the left side. The ball was called out.
Still 3 challenges remaining, so sensible to use them.
15 left.
Spot on. Great performance from Kristie Ahn, getting it down low.
She's done that well now on both sides, from the forehand and the backhand, tracking the ball down and getting it down low. Not only going for the winner, but forcing Serena to have to make a volley. Good return, deep down the middle of the court. Handcuffed Serena. Not sure if it skid off the line, but great return.
We've seen a few balls skid through on this new surface.
30.
I feel like Kristie Ahn's growing into this set as we reach the tail end of this opening set, playing with some real confidence now.
Legs for serve.
Well placed serve. Took some pace off of it, sliding it wide. Kristie Ahn is positioning herself well beyond the baseline to return the serve of Williams, particularly anticipating a perhaps 120 plus mile per hour serve. But she's 12, 15 feet behind the baseline.
Game Williams.
Another service game. Full scale.
First set.
Ahn will serve to stay in it once more, 6-5. Enjoying herself out there, that's for sure. It's nice to see. The world number 96 needs to hold once more to take us into a first set tie break, 5-6.
Lee, those were the fans on the side of the court from the fan cam that were cheering her on right before she went to serve. So she was looking at the monitors. All the fans that have logged in to be a part of this match.
Yeah, well, that's the idea, isn't it? Kristie Ahn enjoying those fans being a part of the atmosphere.
So I was saying she has such a great personality, and it's important to be able to bring that personality to a stage such as this, into a match such as this.
Love scrutiny.
Very well played from Serena. Return, and again, she is coming in behind these returns, taking these balls out of the air, finding herself at the net yet once again.
Trouble now, love 30.
15-30.
Good job from Ahn getting her first serve in. She definitely did not want to put a second serve in the way that Serena's been returning.
possession.
15-14.
Look at Sasha. He enjoyed that screen. Sasha's now working with Diana Yastremska from Ukraine.
2 set points. 49 minutes on the clock.
Game. First set.
Well, that will let's get underway. First set to Serena Williams. 7 games to 5. Was made to work hard. Some good tennis towards the end of that opening set. Raised the game at the right time.
Love 15.
I'm going to give a lot of credit to Kristie Ahn though. This is unfamiliar territory. Really, I mean that in the nicest possible way. She hasn't spent too much time in the top 100 during her career. It's a big day for her. She's a good account of herself so far.
One of the things that Kristie Ahn made herself a social media sensation during the pandemic. It became a TikTok star. I didn't even know what TikTok was until I started following her on Twitter, and quite the personality that she has.
It's been evident, isn't it, today? How much she's enjoying the occasion. You've got to go out and embrace these occasions, haven't you? They don't come along too often as a tennis professional, especially after everything we've been through this year.
Absolutely.
You're enjoying yourself and you're relaxed, and it's often when you play your best tennis.
30 all.
Serena was relaxed on that serve. Throwing in yet another ace, her 9th match. Patrick enjoying that service motion, effectiveness that it is giving his people today.
Let.
Good effort from Serena, but well played from Ahn.
30-14.
Being aggressive, moving forward, finding the open court. Big moment.
Fantastic forehand up the line, wasn't it, to help her bring up an early break point. Broke early in the first, remember. She repeat that. It's just long.
Again.
There's an early break for Kristie Ahn. History repeating itself after the early breakthrough right at the start of the match. Remember, she had 2-love in that first set. It's a good response, isn't it, after that first set? Just slipping away, you're always looking how a player is going to respond when they've lost a tight opening set.
Well, it's nice to see Ahn come out staying aggressive and still believing in herself. It's a very close match. 7-5 in the first set. So she's got the break. Let's see if she can come out with some first serve. The first serve starting to let her down a little bit there in that towards the end of the first set. See if she can be a little more effective. Keep the pressure on Serena in these early stages in the second set.
15 love.
She'd like to have that ball back. Ahn did a beautiful job of putting that ball deep down the middle. Getting the short reply is U.S. Fed Cup captain Kathy Rinaldi sitting there watching this All-American matchup. She's also the director of women's tennis for the USTA Player Development Program.
15-13.
Serena playing some Fed Cup just before the shutdown. That was 2-3 weeks before everything ground to a halt.
US was playing Latvia in Everett, Washington. They came through to qualify for the Fed Cup finals, which ultimately got postponed until next year in Budapest. They're just overplaying a little bit. Perhaps focus has kind of gone away a little bit. She was really starting to dial in with her ground strokes midway through the second set, using a lot of spin, changing direction of the ball, and hitting those corners. To regroup.
Very nice. The nice slice backhands initially towards the end of that point, and then unloading with the forehand.
Yeah, well done. Great variety from Ahn in that rally. And great use of the court, corner to corner.
So carbon copy of the opening set. 2-love. So she can build on this time.
Mentally, Serena's gone away a little bit. The unforced errors are really starting to roll off her racket. 5 in this set. Balls that she would normally make. Sometimes after you win the first set, you relax a little bit, particularly when you're playing a player that's ranked as low as Ahn is. But Ahn, you know, she's got nothing to lose. She's going to keep fighting. She's going to try to elevate her game, which we've seen thus far.
Defense from Ahn.
15-13.
Great wills there in that point. She was on a yo-yo string, corner to corner. Able to hit that ball short enough with the angle to force Serena to have to move up. Lift up. Just did not have the clearance, trying to go over the highest part of the net down the line.
Williams has challenged the ball on the right baseline. The ball was caught in.
Great depth of the return, and if this has caught the line, depth for the second shot too. Not enough dip on it. No, it's just deep.
14.
It's been pretty good with their challenges thus far.
Just trying to raise the intensity. Knows this is an important game. Doesn't want to go down double break early in the second.
No, and it's a nice 1-2 punch. Big serve, getting the short reply, and finding the opening spot for the winner.
Yeah, it's a good hold. He's in a little bit of trouble there. Ahn still with the break though, early in this second set. Best year on tour, 2019. Kristie Ahn had run to the last 16 here at the Open. First Premier, WTA Premier level quarterfinal. That was in San Jose, quarters in Seoul as well. That's the run here at the US Open that pushed her into the top 100 for the first time. That's always a very significant milestone as a professional. Rose to a very high of 87. That was September this time last year. Only his second match against a top 10 player this evening. First coming against Dinara Safina here in 2008. That's where she qualified. Serena currently 8 in the world. The latest rankings, the rankings have come back to life after being frozen in March. It's good to see.
30-15.
Sophia Kenin, leading American at the moment, number 4 in the world. There's some keys and there's some risk, both inside the top 20.
Just getting through her first round last night. Kenin winning earlier today.
That is the
Keys also won her match in straight sets quickly earlier today. You're up a break, 40-15. I know you don't want to see that return from Serena on the second serve, but let's get it in play. She's also missed a lot of those second serve returns by overplaying them. So first serve is critical for Ahn here. Try to hold serve. Tough when you're in this position and you look up at the scoreboard and you're up 2-1, a couple game points on Serena. Wow, I have to go up 3-1. You have to take those thoughts out of your mind. Play every point, 1 point at a time.
This is the danger in a blink of an eye. All of a sudden you're in trouble. Make sure you finish off these games when you're in a commanding position.
Game Williams.
It's long, and it is the break back.
New balls, please. Portugal.
That's going to be hard to swallow for Kristie Ahn. You know,
2 games
40-15 and then throwing in the double. You know, sometimes you say, oh, it's 40 love, 40-15. That double won't hurt me. And that's when it comes back to haunt you. Particularly against a player like Serena Williams. This is where her confidence rises and says, okay, she doesn't want this. So let me step up and do what I do best.
Reminder to head to the usopen.org official website for all the information connected to the US Open scores, highlights, stats, draws, schedules.
Patrick Mouratoglou, her coaching consultant, her hitting partner, Jameer Jenkins, was sitting right behind him. She got the return she wanted, short in the middle of the court, just overplayed that one, moving forward. But I like the fact that she's continuing to look to move forward, not afraid to come to the net. She's to the net 15 times now. It's won 8 on 8 occasions.
Game Williams.
Good job of turning the second set around after trailing 2-0. 3 in a row for Serena Williams. She's up 3-2. Failed to capitalise. Now the task is to try and stay with Serena Williams. Try and make sure she keeps this second set competitive.
One weapon that's not in Ahn's arsenal is a big serve to help her get some free points. She places her serve extremely well. Doesn't have a lot of power behind it. You also see that her shoulder is taped with some kinesio tape. So perhaps that is hindering her from getting a few extra miles per hour on her serve.
Yeah, she just paused in between serves then, didn't she? Just as if she was starting to feel a little discomfort maybe from that issue, whatever that is.
You know, it's very difficult. It's easy when you're playing well and the adrenaline is going that many of your aches and pains go away. But once that adrenaline comes down, you feel everything. Well, beautiful. Ready to needle down the line. And I'm not sure if she has an injury or why she's actually wearing the tape, so I'm speculating. Another look at Serena getting that first ball down at her feet and then just finds this one up. Finds the winner.
15.
Well, we're at ace, number 2 in the match for Kristie Ahn.
Again, well placed, only 88 miles per hour. So it's not about the pace as much as it was the disguise of the serve and the placement.
Game Williams.
Well, Serena didn't have to do too much on that return. It came right to her, just a little rotation, well inside the court, using the pace, and finds the winner. Definitely in the driver's seat now.
Yeah, one of 4 games for the #3 seed. All of a sudden, that finish line is not too far away. Set and 4-2. Quality points.
Well played, use the entire court. Some short angles, long lines. A little target practice there for Serena. Great dig from Serena in that corner, throwing up the defensive lob, getting herself back into the point. Ahn did a great job in controlling the point up until then. Just finished with the error. Leah will say that not having the crowd, you hear everything, and you can hear just how hard the players are breathing in between the points. I heard it with Andy Murray earlier today in his long 5-set match, and now here with Serena, particularly after some long rallies or where there was a lot of movement involved.
It's an impressive game, an impressive run.
Williams leads 5 games to 2, second set.
Trailing 2-love in the second set. Serena looking good for a place in the second round now. Set and 5-2. Serving to stay in the match. Kristie Ahn trailing 2-5 second set. A pretty good first set, considering. Just got away from her a little bit. The second set's really started to turn on the style.
But what she doesn't want to do is step off the gas. So even in a return, under the error she just made, keep making those shots. Don't let up. Start to let them creep. The errors creep in. Roll on that second serve.
.30 left.
So this is where that intensity has to stay up, particularly from the feet of Serena. Again, on serves are not that big, not fast.
Heat behind that return.
The on-court speedometer is frozen. The serve was not 112 miles per hour. It was 84 miles per hour.
It's a nice combination.
30.
Looking to finish the job here. She'll be delighted to come through this first test in straight sets.
This on is challenged on the ball. Left. This on the ball's gone out. First move.
The challenge, it was, wasn't it? Catch much of the line, but serve felt good when it left the strings. Seems the call this time.
Oh. 40-30. Game Williams leads
Stay
5
at least
second sets.
for a few more minutes, and crucially forces Serena Williams to serve this out. That's what we're always looking to do as a player, just ask the question.
And I'd like to see how Serena steps up and takes control of this game. A high percentage of first serves and finish with the flurry. Sends a message to your next opponent. You can close out matches effectively like that. A reminder to our fans at home, the screams and the claps that you hear are from the fan cam on the digital boards placed around the court.
30.
And that's the type of serve that I was talking about for Serena to step up in this game and close out.
Back-to-back aces. Serena Williams, the number 3 seed, into a commanding position now, and 25 on the clock. 12 aces on the board, 3 match points.
.15.
13 aces, in fact, it's just tipped over. She was trying to hit a 14th though, that second serve. Still 2 more chances to seal victory. And she does. It's an historic, record-breaking 102nd victory for for Serena Williams here at the US Open. The title bid is off and running. She'll be delighted to get that done in straight sets. Never easy in your opening match at a major. The number 3 seed moves into round 2.